If you are in your 20s, you are probably living in your most chaotic, confused, expensive, yet exciting period of your life. Today, I'm going to be spilling the tea on why your 20s could either break or make your future. If you don't want to be broke, lost, or regretful in your 30s, sit tight, grab a snack, and watch this video. I think for me, nobody prepares us enough for our 20s. No one really prepares our mind for what we are going to experience and how to go through our 20s. However, your 20s is not about having everything figured out. Your 20s is about trying, failing, testing, trying again, learning, and getting it done. I remember when I crossed the borderline, entering my 20s, it was a period of a lot of questions. Being a young man, I knew that responsibilities have been placed on men or on the male figure in the society. So naturally, I knew that now people would start depending on me. Even parents would start looking up to me or expecting me to do things differently. And don't forget, I'm just a few days away from my teens. I knew that I needed to buckle down and put in my best to make this period of my life a very effective and productive one. However, there were some mistakes I made on this journey. I'm close to my 30s. I'm just about 3 years away from 30. And while sitting down recently, I was like, wow, life is moving so fast. And I feel like I have not really made so much of my 20s. I know I started my life way too early. At the age of 16, I started an NGO, and the NGO lasted for about 5 years. And after that, I started another community, building a community that still exists till today, the Love Culture community. And I've been able to do quite a number of things that stand out and has been very, very impactful to the society one way or the other. But when I looked at myself, I saw that within me was something crying out for more. Something felt like, wow, you're about to change. A part of my life was about to be taken away from me, and I felt like I had not so much maximized it. And that was when I knew I needed to go back and reminisce and do the right thing before I turned 30. First thing I regret is not taking my finance seriously. I think there is this general idea that you are too young, you don't have to do too much, take time, just enjoy. Yeah, we're still going to get there. But one thing about money is that money does not recognize age. Money, we've had people who were 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, and they became multi-millionaires, billionaires, right? Money didn't say, oh, you are too young to be a millionaire, or you are too young to be a billionaire, But however, not everyone have that privilege to have become maybe a multi-millionaire or billionaire. But I believe there are certain financial wisdoms and skill, if we had learned at a very early stage of our life or stage of our life, would have helped me personally in my journey to making the right financial decision. So if you are just entering your 20s or you are still in your early 20s, one of the best advice I would give to you now is that today is the best time to start investing. Don't wait till you have it all. Get people around you, get friends that are financially smart, get people that can motivate you, you can be accountable to financially. You don't have to have all of the money, because see, one of the reasons why sometimes it's also good to save, I don't really enjoy saving. I am not a fan of saving. I'm more of a pro investor than a pro saver, if there's any word like that. So I prefer that I invest so that my money can grow and give me a return than I save. But I think things are now getting better. We have platforms today that while you are saving, your money is also accruing returns. So there are platforms. All you just need is proper information, and that's why you need to also go out there to get the right information. So, but what I'm trying to say is that try your best to start saving and look for somebody you can be accountable to help you out, so that when you start growing older and getting hold of more accurate knowledge or more knowledge about investment, you will have a basic resources to start at a very early stage. That is the only reason why I see saving as a very important strategy. Anything aside from that, to me, is not Doesn't make sense. Some people say they save to buy cars, some people say they save to buy a house, they save to do this. Yeah, those are good reasons to save, but I believe for me, one of the best reason and the only reason why I usually save is when I have an investment target that I want to reach. I want to buy a property, I want to invest in stocks, I want to buy a share, many things like that. I can save for that because I know on the long run it's going to accrue and get me more income or more returns. So it is very important that you look into your finance. If it's 100 naira, you can afford to save maybe daily, monthly. Even if it's monthly and you are saving 500 naira, imagine doing that for 5 years. And don't forget, you will not be at the same level forever. So as you increase financially, your savings will increase, your investment chances will also increase. Starting that at the very early stage of your life is one of the best things you can do for yourself. So that was one of the regrets I had, and I wish I could go back in time, but I'm still happy with where I am today. No much of a regret. The second regret I have, this one is a big one. Now let me sit up to say it. Come closer. Now listen to me. The second regret I have is wasting my time with the wrong people. Wasting my time with the wrong people. This one is a very serious issue because time is something that you cannot go back to get. You heard me say earlier, I wish I could go back to this, but the truth of the matter is we can't go back to gain a time that we have wasted. And in my life, in as much as I started my life on a bit of a serious note, that sounds so funny to me. That's why I'm laughing. But I started, what I'm not trying to say is that I was taking my life seriously. I started reading books at I said it already, at the age of 16, I was already doing things for myself and things were already happening around me. So, but one of the things that also I wish I had a pro-knowledge ahead or a pre-knowledge ahead of time is the fact that I wish I had avoided wasting my time with certain people, because some people come to your life and the memories they leave, now beyond just the time, the memories they leave stick with you for life, and sometimes those memories are not palatable. I have a few of those regrets that, oh, I wish I just avoided this person at the moment I knew he or she was toxic and were not really for my growth or for my benefit. They were just all for themselves. But the point I'm just making is, make sure you invest in the right relationships. We're still going to get there. So don't waste time on the wrong people. Don't exercise energy on them. If you are in your early 20s, avoid toxic people. Avoid should I call them parasites, that they are only for themselves. Because this period of your life is a period when you are growing, you are building your career, you are building your future. So imagine giving a stranger who doesn't care about your destiny, who doesn't care about what you are doing, a chunk of your time to mess it up. You will never get that time again. You might be able to fix your life in the future, but you will never get that time again. So it's just better you avoid such people. I'm going to create another video that is going to help you to identify such persons, to identify if you are in a wrong circle, to identify wrong people and how to avoid them. So, but I won't do that in this video. But those are part of the regrets. One of the regrets I have. I wish I had the wisdom I had now to be able to recognize toxic people and to avoid them. Now, the last but not the least regret, sorry, is the least. What am I saying? The last and the final regret.
You don't know why it's going
on. The last is, this English can put us into trouble. So the last regret I have for this video is, this one is also a very big one for me. This is a bit more personal, and this is the one that I think is the height of all my regrets. The first two were things I was still able to handle, but this one is something I just want to start. I have not even started. I was still speaking with someone the other day, I think my elder brother. I was speaking with him about it, that this is one thing I really want to fix in my life that I felt I had not enjoyed. So what is this third regret? It is the regret of not having enough fun in my 20s. Oh God. Like I said, I started my life on a serious note. Don't laugh. That sounds so funny to me. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to laugh anyways. I started my life on a serious note, and there were so many things I was doing. I was in a leadership position. I was handling things. At the age of 17, I was already teaching folks. I was teaching people in their 20s, people in their 30s, people in their 40s. I was hosting online webinars, and people, lecturers, bankers, civil servants, all kinds of people personnels were attending my seminars. Imagine that at a very young age. So I was teaching, I was doing things, I was in leadership position, I was receiving invitations. I received my first invitation at the age of, I think I was 14 years old, to teach in a church. My first invitation at the age of 14. So imagine that kind of life. I had lived that life for a very, very long time. But recently I sat and I was like, I'm wrapping up this phase of my life, my 20s, and I'm like, I have not even really maximized the energy of a youth. I have not really enjoyed what a youth should enjoy. I'm not talking about going around doing all kind of things that I will regret. I'm saying, positive enjoyment, maximum enjoyment. I have not really had so much fun, so much laughs, jokes, not every time officiality, serious, professionalism. No, there are times I just needed to ease off. I had not really. So whenever I remember that this part of my life was not well invested into, I feel sad about it. But I'm more kind of a person that I don't spend my time regretting. One of the things I do is once I notice a regret, I go ahead to fix it or to amend it. So that is one of the, and I believe that's one of the things you are going to be enjoying on this channel. You are going to really be seeing a transformation of Ken Wonders. You will see me have so much fun because I'm going to carry you along. Trust me, I will carry you along. And if I am well impressed by you guys' reaction, some of you may come around to enjoy with me. Okay. I feel like I have embarrassed myself enough. So now let's move to the lessons that I have learned over the years. So the first lesson I've learned is your 20s are for learning and not just for earning. I understand that a lot of people today want to make money. Everybody, money. That's why cyber fraud is taking the town today. But beyond looking for money, beyond trying to get all the money you want in the world, one of the greatest investments is to invest in your knowledge, invest in your mind, grow in knowledge, get more equipped, and get more skill. Scaling up is skilling up. When your skill gains mastery, then you will naturally increase your chances of making more money. That's just how life works. So your 20s are literally for you to learn as you earn. Don't remove the earning part, but don't put too much pressure on earning. There was a time of my life when I was just dependent on my parents. I could not afford to do anything by myself. I was not earning anything, but still in my 20s, I started earning. And why did I start earning? I started earning because I started gaining mastery in the things I have learned. So your 20s is for you to gather necessary knowledge and information so that you can scale up in life. Number 2 lesson is that you need to protect your peace and invest in your mental health. This is another area that a lot of people they don't do enough. Protect your peace. And one of the ways you protect your peace is avoid toxic people. I mentioned that. And also invest in your mental health. Please invest in your mental health. Maybe I'll create a video on how to invest in your mental health. I think we need that. So lesson 3, which is one of the this is one of the biggest in your 20s. A friend of mine still visited a few days ago, and we still had this conversation. Like, it's a major for me, and you are going to be seeing a lot of topic on that on this channel. And that is networking. See, you cannot be in your 20s and be an introvert. I don't care what personality you claim. You cannot be in your 20s. I'm not saying you should change your personality. I'm not saying you should be an extrovert. You don't have to be an extrovert to know how to network. So your 20s is one of the period of your life, or is the period of your life where you build the right network that will generate, or that will amass and build up your net worth in the nearest future. So, like I was saying jokingly to a friend of mine, I said, do you know that this period is when we choose the friends that in the nearest future we will tell our children that, don't worry, I have somebody in that position that can help you with your need. I remember those days where we just ended our, when we graduated from the secondary school, what they call high school. And we started seeking admission. Remember your struggle for admission. But not everybody went through that struggle. Some people, all their dad did was to call a friend. All their dad did was, I have my friend is the vice chancellor of that school. I have my friend is the deputy vice chancellor. Your friend don't have to be all that in the nearest future. But see, network this period is what will determine how successful you will be in the near future. Like they say that your association or your network, is what determines your net worth. So it's very important. Invest in networking. I'm going to do a lot of content on networking because I realize that this is an area that most young people do not really pay attention to. Lesson 4, stop waiting for the right time. Now, this is one thing that is not age related. Whether you are in your 20s, you are in your 30s, you are in your 50s, whatever, stop waiting for the right time. There is no best time to start but now. Now is the best time to start. You are thinking of doing something, you have thought enough, do it already. Stop waiting for the nearest, I will do it next year. Now is the time to do it. You cannot over prepare. So just start somewhere. Most times I discover that it is when you start, you figure things out. Than when you try to figure things out before you start, you will never find how to figure it out. See, don't mind my grammar, just get the point. So start somewhere. Start now. What is that dream? What is that plan? What is that vision? You want to get a property. You don't have 10 million to buy a property. You have 1 million. Start from that. Get people around. Get friends. That's why networking is very important. Get friends. You have 500, let's add. You have 100K, let's add. You have 1 million, let's add. You have 5 million, let's add. Let's come together and we'll build. See, start. See, I learned something from my financial manager, and it's the fact that there is always a way when business is involved. There is always a way, and it applies to every area of life. But the moment your first approach is, I can't do it, or there is no way, then there will be no way. So rather than focusing on what the problem is, focus on what the possible opportunity behind that problem is. So start. When you start, it becomes easier. When you start, it gets clearer. Let me ask a question. Which is easier? One who have started a training in learning how to play a piano, and the other one who has been thinking about learning how to play a piano. Who do you think is more familiar with learning how to play piano? Definitely the one that has started. So, in as much as it's very good to do your research, do your plan well and all that, don't be caught up in overthinking in your 20s. Very important. Like I said, it's cut across all ages, but don't forget we are focusing on those in their 20s. So, start now. The last lesson is have loads of fun. That was my biggest regret. Don't forget, and I'm giving you that advice. So do not fall victim of what I fell victim of. Have a lot of fun. Like I said, fun is not self-destruction. So in all you do, make sure you create time to ease off. Make sure you create time to enjoy what you have built. Like I told a friend of mine recently, while I knew her journey because I saw her literally grow before my eyes. So, and now she's doing well in her business. So I was speaking to her comment and she was like, she has not done enough. And I said, you better listen to me. You better celebrate what you've been able to achieve, because what you have done is a testament of your perseverance. So it might not look like what you want to do, but it is already looking like it. So celebrate. See, create memories. Go for events. Go to parties. Go hang out with friends. Do crazy things that are not illegal. Do crazy things. Build memories. Laugh. Just have fun. Because this is the period of your life you want to, in the nearest future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you want to be able to look back, maybe through videos or pictures, and say, I remember this day. Not, I wish I had spent more time with friends. No. Listen, if you're in your 20s, breathe, relax, and take it one step at a time. You are not supposed to have it all figured out. Nobody does. Listen, even the adults you think they have their life together, they are winging it. All right, tell me in the comment section what's your biggest struggle or lessons in your 20s. Let's help each other. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Then, very importantly, turn on your notification bell. See you in my next video. Bye.